The girls had all agreed to meet back in the common area in the dorm building at 6 o'clock, with or without Rosie. It was now 6:30, and neither Rosie nor Beth had returned.
Crap, where are they? This isn't good. We shouldn't have split up. Do you think he has them both? Oh no, what if Beth's uncle has already killed them? This is all my fault. Cordelia, what are we going to do?
Shut up, Eva! Just shut up. Let me think.
Should we go look for them? Where would we look for them? Do we even know if they're together? Maybe Rosie just got lost and Beth is on her way back right now with her.
No, Lucy, there's no way. We clearly said 6 o'clock. She wouldn't be this late. This doesn't add up. Something isn't right. Can I see that paper thing, Eva? The record, the one from Venus's pocket?
Sure, I've been keeping it in my jacket. I didn't want anyone to find it and think that we were connected in any way. Here, Beth's record. See, it says here, Beth Royals, mother deceased, father deceased, living relatives, paternal uncle, Axel Royals, incarcerated. And down here, it says he's in prison for murder by stabbing. That's the same way he must have killed Lillian and Venus.
And now Rosie and Beth too. We know he was already looking for Rosie. She knows the story. If Lillian figured out what happened, it's only a matter of time before Rosie does too. And Beth definitely knows. I bet he wants them both out of the picture.
No, we can't think like that. We have to find them before he does.
This still doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up.
Come on, Cordelia, there's probably something we just haven't thought of yet. The main focus right now is just to find Rosie and Beth. They might be in serious danger.
Yeah, I agree with Eva. We should find the girls first, figure out the details later. Where could they be?
Well, Beth was supposed to check the library. Maybe she found Rosie once it was too late. We should check the library.
Isn't going somewhere we know there is a killer loose alone maybe a bad idea?
Lucy's right. I want us all to walk out of here alive.
Fine, Lucy. Go get Dean Roxburgh, tell her what is happening, and then meet us in the library.
Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. And please be careful.
Lucy ran off to get Dean Roxburgh as Cordelia and Eva set off to the library in search of Rosie and Beth, their breath showing in the brisk fall air.
I can't lose them. I can't lose them. I can't lose them. I can't lose them.
It'll be okay. We won't.
Shut up, Eva. You don't get it. If I lose them, it's like I'm not good enough to protect them. To protect Rosie, I have to save her. It can't be too late.
Okay. I mean, you're right. I don't get it, but it's not like I want to lose them either. I sent Beth off alone. If she's dead, it'll quite literally be my fault. We all have stakes.
Shh, we're almost at the library.
Cordelia and Eva slowly opened the door to the library, not sure what to expect. They look around, going to the office, running down every aisle, only to find nothing other than a couple students studying quietly.
Eva, have you found anything?
Nope. I don't get it. It would make sense Beth's uncle would want to come here. He would be looking for any evidence incriminating him. And this is where all the files are kept. I just talked to librarian Lynn. She said no one had touched anything since the night Venus was killed.
None of this makes sense. How would this man break out of jail, come to Ollingford, kill Lillian, find out Venus is looking for evidence, kill her, and then also find out Lillian told Rosie the story? The idea of it being Beth's uncle fits, but it just doesn't make sense.
But both girls are still missing. Should we stay here? This is the only place I could think of that Beth's uncle would come next.
Who else could it possibly be? It must be someone connected to us. Connected to Beth, or at least her family. I mean, it's not just random that it was Lillian and Venus. When Venus had figured something out, maybe we should stay here. But if it was someone connected to the family, if that file that Venus found was crucial, whoever it was would want to destroy it. Unless... Crap! Follow me!
Cordelia rushed out of the library, with Eva falling close behind, looking confused.
What? Cordelia, what?
I have an idea. There's no time. Come on.
Cordelia, if I'm running into danger, at least tell me what is happening.
Cordelia stopped short, breathing hard, and looked Eva straight in the eyes.
If the killer was someone connected to Beth's family, they would want to destroy any and all evidence. Maybe they didn't know it was in the library, but sooner or later they would find out and want to destroy anything that might give away who they are, unless they knew that we knew.
What?
I'm saying the killer must have known that Lillian knew the story and had told Rosie, and that Venus had figured something out that night. They would have also known what that story meant. I was right. Our information doesn't line up.
Okay, so where are we going?
Just follow me.
Eva followed Cordelia out of the building, through the courtyard, and right back out of the science building, where the party had been Halloween night. There, hidden from view of the entire school, was Beth. Holding Rosie against the wall with a knife right near her chest.
Stop! Put the knife down!
Rosie!
Startled, Beth let go of the knife and turned around, letting the knife tumble to the grass. Rosie took the opportunity and ran away from the wall, behind Cordelia and Eva.
I knew it. I can't believe this. Beth, how could you do this?
Do what?
How could you do this? How could you stab our friends? How could you kill Lillian and Venus and try to kill Rosie? I don't understand. I thought we were friends. I thought I could trust you.
Trust? That's rich. Like how I could trust my uncle to keep us out of danger? Or how I could trust Lillian to protect my story?
So your uncle is still in jail? He never escaped? Did he even know that Lillian knew the story? What had happened? Did she even know what that story meant? She could have just kept on living. This story sounds like a simple bedtime story. No one would have ever put it together. Instead, you've ruined everything.
Slow down, Eva. Of course he's still in jail. I can't believe we bought that stupid story about his escape. You were almost right though, Eva. Lillian spent years believing that story of E and Sylvius was just that, a story. But eventually she figured it out, didn't she? She figured out that your uncle was a murderer, that you had helped steal things. But you couldn't control it, he made you. But Lillian didn't understand. She wanted to tell someone, but no. You couldn't have any students finding out who you used to be. You didn't want any connections between you and any trace of crime. Sure, Ollingford knows that your uncle is in jail, but once you graduate, once you're an adult, none of that matters anymore. Lillian was going to change that and you couldn't let her. So you helped Lucy organize the party, and then you snuck away. You expected her to be in her dorm, but lucky you, she had just been spooked by Eva trying to approach her room and was already out on the field. One quick movement, you stab her, you leave her, and you're back at the party. There's no way it could have been you. You make us trust you. You keep us away from any possibility it could be you. Until, of course, Venus gets stubborn, goes through the files we aren't supposed to see, the only place where your secret is written in ink. She finds it, she's confused, doesn't want to believe that you could be tied to this, and so she confronts you. Oh, but you can't have that. So, one more quick movement, she's out of the picture. You think it's over. Ollingford Academy will be shut down. It will all be over. One last problem though. You learned from Eva that Rosie knows the story. Oh no, Lillian might have told her what it means. So you volunteer to take the library. You go everywhere. You find her, you take her back here, where it all began.
There isn't proof of any of this. It's all speculation. And who's going to trust a bunch of kids playing detectives?
Just as Beth finished talking, Lucy came running from the side of the science building, accompanied by Dean Roxburgh, Detective Dawson, and her assistant, Mr. McGee.
Hi, Will. Good job, girls. I didn't have any leads.
You can't prove anything. You don't have evidence. Nothing.
Actually, Rosie, did this girl try to kill you?
Yes. She said she had to end this all.
Beth turned to run, but Roxburgh was standing there, blocking her way. Detective Dawson and Miss McGee grabbed her by the arms and contained her.
No. Let me go. I can't go back. I
No,
can't.
don't even try it.
No, Beth! It's over!
Detective Dawson, would you agree that Rosie's testimony is evidence?
Yes, actually, Miss McGee, but there's something else. We identified the fatal cuts on both bodies. They were both made with the standard kitchen blade, identical to the one there on the ground next to you, Beth. The standard kitchen blade isn't protected by a guard and can result in cuts on the hands when used by an amateur. I'm sure that if anyone who's taken a health class before looks at your palm, which appears to be swollen, they will find an affected cut.
When McGee carefully picked up and bagged the knife, Detective Dawson handcuffed a struggling Beth and led her away from Ollingford Academy forever.
Dawson and McGee sure got here fast. Lucy, how did you know where we were?
Apparently, Dawson and McGee were already on their way. I guess McGee had a hunch about the weapon, and I don't know, I guess I just felt that it would end where it began. Is that crazy?
No, I guess I kind of felt the same thing.
Rosie, are you okay?
Yes, Dean Roxburgh. I'm okay. I'm glad it's over.
The murders at Ollingford Academy changed the lives of every student and teacher at the school forever. Later that week, Ollingford closed its doors for good, sending its students far and wide back to their homes. There isn't much to be known about the future of many of the Ollingford students. But what we do know is that Cordelia went on to be one of history's brightest detectives. Lucy went on to live a quiet life, as did Eva. Rosie went on to tell stories. She wrote book after book for the rest of her life about far-off lands and magic and dragons. A couple times a year, the girls might meet and catch up, but they never talked about their experiences at Ollingford. Rumors were still spread about the abandoned school, but no one knew the real whole truth. The one story of the one girl had turned against her classmates, her friends, to protect her name. The only girl from Ollingford who dared to share the truth, of course, was a storyteller. Rosie had kept a diary while at school, where she recorded everything that happened at Ollingford, but it saddened her to think about or look at. So she buried it deep inside a chest of heirlooms and family items to pass on to me, her only daughter. So, my dear listener, that is the true whole story of Ollingford. The pain, the hardship, and the one person brave enough to pass on her story. Episode 5 of Ollingford Academy was written by Carmen Villarreal and Lander Vanderway. The roles in order of appearance are narrator, played by Veronica Bennell, Eva, played by Gabby Robbins, Cordelia, played by Mylin Wong, Lucy, played by Anaya Thomas, Beth, played by Chelsea Nguyen, Detective Dawson, played by Imani Cage, Mr. McGee, played by Henry Kingsky, Rosie, played by Natalie Warren, and Dean Roxburgh, played by Selena Tran. Ollingford Academy is edited by Diana Vasquez Gonzalez and Angela Rojo.